Good morning, my beautiful people. It is Thursday, CPI day, and here we are. We're ready for another day, another dollar, another day in trading history where we witness some craziness, right? We witness some craziness in the markets here every day. We are. So, fun fact, if you didn't already know this, but yesterday was the second largest up close in the NASDAQ history and in the market history. So, right behind January 3rd, 2001, when similar situation, not quite similar, but similar situation where during lunchtime, the Fed chair at the time announced a surprise rate cut. And the NASDAQ rallied like 20% in like 15 minutes or so. Fun fact, that low was taken out. That was not the low. That was not the bottom. It was low. The low was taken out a few weeks later. So, out of the last 20, out of the top 20 largest up close days in the NASDAQ, only 2 of them marked out the bottom. 2020, March 2020, and I believe March 2009. Oh, quite interesting. Yesterday had me looking back at charts from 2001, and that's how interesting our ranges are, how crazy our ranges are. We're in 1,000 point ranges in the NASDAQ as the average daily range, right? We could take a look right now here. Average true range of the last 5 on the daily, now it's 1,200, of course, because yesterday was insane. Now it's out of the last 5 days, the average range in the NASDAQ is 1,252. So hold on to your pants. It's about to get funky. It's about to get crazy. So vote in the chat what your bias is. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Or are you neutral this morning? We had CPI. It was a pretty muted release. Like, it wasn't so crazy. Like most of the times, a very large wick, very large candle. Compared to the ranges we have, that was like child's play, right? This is like whatever. You can mark that out as CPI range high, but does that really matter too much? I don't know. CPI data high, sure. Back in the day, this would be a target and like the highest buy side. You can mark that out, sure. Potential liquidity sweep situation, perhaps. Let's see what the chat has voted. We have 7 minutes until the open. Good job to my assistant keeping on tabs on the chat very well. So you guys put in 600 votes so far. 46% bullish, 34% bearish, 19% neutral. Okay. ES didn't hit this buy side and Q did on the 4-hour. And also ES took out yesterday's high. We have more buy side up here. We can certainly get to here. I prefer retracement though. To this area. We go to this. Where's 50%? 5,200. That's a pretty good level psychologically. You know what? I want to make sure that on my trend lines that I don't. 225. You know, in a perfect world, what do we see? For me, okay. So far, 786. Yeah, vote in the chat what your bias is and hit the like button. We are going to do giveaways at the end of the stream today. Castillo, make sure to remind me. I hope I don't forget. Like yesterday. Unbelievable. But I'll make sure to do the giveaways today. Okay. What was I trying to say? Oh, in a perfect world. In a perfect world. In a perfect world. No, that's not how that goes. It's a perfect day. Nothing standing in my way. Legally Blonde. Nothing can go wrong. How fun is it? We're witnessing history in the stock market. You know, this doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every year. Yeah, we were witnessing these insane ranges. These are, the largest ranges I think the stock market's really ever seen. So. You just got to hold on to your horses. And listen, if you can survive this market, you can survive any market. So even if you've blown up a few accounts, you're building experience, okay? Don't be too hard on yourself. There are freaking hedge funds blowing up. Okay, I literally know somebody who I told you guys the end of February, him and his team, he works for a hedge fund. His team at the hedge fund blew up. They were trading Japanese market. They hit their max daily loss. Insanity, right? So you live and you learn. That's the point. Is if you could stay solvent. Yeah. So some people it's been a very, very good past couple of weeks for me. But building from being a trader for 5 years now, I've seen a lot and been prepared for it. But that's the point. Just follow your process. Don't FOMO. Who knows how many people bought at the end of the day here? Probably lots because you're FOMO'd in. So what is we have 1 minute till open and chat voted 46% bullish, 34% bearish, 19% neutral. What I was trying to say is in a perfect world, we were traced down to here before hitting this more buy side. We were traced down to here before hitting this buy side on NASDAQ. So I'm momentarily bearish because we do have some SMT there at the previous day high. It's I'm bearish to go bullish right now, but I'll have my levels marked down and such. But so far, you had on the hourly, you had a break of a little short-term low, you had a little hourly FEG. So I do wonder if we sweep out data highs, CPI data highs into that hourly FEG at the open, which is about now. I'd rather short ES and long NQ today. So someone remind me this. Do we have any more news today? At 1:01 p.m., do you have 30-year bond auction? Be careful, that could definitely be a very large candle at that time. So wouldn't be surprised. That's like a 150-point candle and 1 minute on NQ, those auctions, because people are really watching the 30-year intensely now, and bonds in general, 10-year, 30-year. So let's see here. We have the open. The like button. We show up here every day. We gain experience. Yeah, yesterday I literally sat in a short for like an hour, took my stop. I was like, all right, well, that was my one shot, one kill idea of the day, and walked away, and thank God for that, because that's a small loss in comparison to, you know, what could have been if I, let's say, I just held on, you know, which obviously I'd never do that, or continues trying to short, which doesn't make sense, right? Ideas invalidated, just walked away. I was like, all right, like, I'll see after CPI tomorrow, or after FOMC minutes, I'll take a glance at charts. But then before FOMC minutes, right, I get these text messages from my phone that, like, NQ is crossing up 18,500 or something. Yeah, 18,359, like these pre-market highs. I'm like, what? We were just at like 17,400 or something, right? And then yeah, I saw the news. Trump is pausing tariffs for 90 days. But, you know, that doesn't make me think the bottom is in. Just for 90 days, number one. Number two, you know, he increased it on China. So any one of these days overnight, China could announce something crazy back, like they have already, and we could gap down. We could erase all those gains. Like, that's not out of the question. We're living in a crazy time. And it's best to not hold any huge biases, right? So yesterday was a humongous candle. What was the range on NASDAQ? Probably like 1,600 or something. What was the measurement of this candle? No, sorry, 2,600 points. My bad, sorry. Insanity, right? And what's today's range so far already since London? 682. Okay, so far it's pretty muted open for the first 5 minutes, right? We didn't really move too much. I have the CPI high marked out. I have this hourly at fair value gap marked out. Perhaps we, you know, for the shorts, I would prefer one of them sweep up in here, and then we head down to here before going up to here again. But that's, again, like I'm saying, perfect world. We could even end up, let's say we don't sweep the high, let's say we just close above it. That's a whole new ball game then. Then I'd have to use these highs and see if we retrace and go up. Anyway, that's my thought process for the day. And we'll just take it play by play, day by day, minute by minute. I'm not trying to jump the gun. And also, what if it just drops without me? That's totally possible too. So many situations. Who saw like the video I posted on Twitter and Instagram stories yesterday. It's from Holes. I freaking love that movie. That's like honestly, that's my favorite movie. Every time someone asks me what's my favorite movie, I say Holes. It's just amazing. It'll be wild if this like first 15-minute candle of the day is just this tiny like it is right now. Like, is this the New York Open? Is this Asia right now? You see, this is the 8:30 open here. Yeah, it's like not so strong. See, there's 8 minutes left in that. Pretty much back and forth. There's not a lot of intensity here in this open. Very muted open. So I'm not jumping the gun in any sort of way. What the heck? Did I not mark out the CPI data? Dude, what is up with my data recently in these? What is up with that recently? I'm getting like, if I'm switching it to a different time frame, it's happened both on TradingView and on NinjaTrader, so it's not like a isolated issue where I lose like a bar of data or something when I'm switching time frames, or several bars. Like, what is going on there? I've heard a bunch of people with data issues recently, though, so. Here we are, we're breaking pre-market low on ES. We are weaker in ES than the NASDAQ. Breaking it earlier. Breaking this London low. So let's mark that out. La la la. So there's no little upside manipulation at the moment. Trade template tomorrow. NASDAQ is definitely the stronger of the two, right? Where did I put that writing where I said I'd rather? Here we go. I'm not going to keep that on my chart. Who knows? I think that there is a way to make it glued to the chart. Anchor. Aha. There we go. Beautiful. Or should I put that here? It's beautiful. Okay. Perfect. So we wicked that London low on ES at the moment, and NASDAQ did not do that. And we have pretty much just barcoded on the NASDAQ right now. But how large are these barcode candles? Insanely large. 100-point candles. Is this serious? Yo. What are we living through? This is insane, actually. The fact that 90-point candles are a barcode action on the 1 minute. Dude. That being said, if you like don't have the amount of capital to be able to risk this much, even just like on a one micro or a couple micros, then you shouldn't. The rule is then you don't take the trade. Like, you just stay out until the ranges have contracted a bit, right? Until we have smaller ranges. This is an insane amount of risk. I think ICT has said something similar. I think someone put a comment saying something like that, saying, hey, ICT said that there's a lot of risk in the markets right now. Do you agree? And that we should stay out or something. If you're a beginner, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it's most likely that, it's better that you stay out of paper trade or just like trade on evals. The more likely than not, most people are going to be losing money in this type of environment. But other than that, though, if you have the sizing correct and you have the stop loss correct, and you can afford the risk and it's part of your model, I'm taking trades, But the important thing is that you are showing up and you're building experience. So you're ready for the next day or like the next time, Never a loss, always a lesson, or it's never a waste. Screen time is never a waste of time. So what do we do so far? Not too much. We took out London low on ES. We've retraced into this humongous FEG. It's humongous on this humongous BISI, right? I say that we can get into 50% of this. And I would rather short ES if so. That being said, I want like a manipulation up into here first. Or a closure. Or good displacement below this low, So then I could trust this high. So us wicking it didn't really provide me any kind of confirmation there, right? So let me think about the 15-minute. Yeah, it's not my favorite. So far we kept this high intact and the CPI data high. The only SMT on the upside I saw was a pretty big one though. The ES took out previous day high during Asia here, and NQ did not. So on the daily chart, you can see that it took out the high. So you do have a little you have an SMT there, and then you have a break of structure on the hourly, and you do have a respecting that hourly FEG. Now we're having a break of another low. Looks pretty good on ES. It's a lot cleaner than NASDAQ. Okay. Let's see what the heat map looks like nowadays. Interesting. Yeah, well, I think, because we ended up yesterday plus 11% on the NASDAQ. Us now being down 3% doesn't even feel like much in regards, Anyway, let's see. This first 15-minute candle of the day is pretty good to the downside. It closed below, 9:30 open. Thing I'm not really loving is that, the move down is pretty efficient in the way that it's wicking it and retracting. There's not really too much here for me to work with. I could also see us randomly retracing and blowing out this high and wicking this. So I don't really love that, like the fact that we didn't have a manipulation to the upside or any SMT here since the open. This is the first presented FEGs here on ES and here on NASDAQ. I don't really watch television or anything, but recently I did start watching Severance, actually. Because just a lot of people were recommending it to me. I think I got through like a few episodes, but now I'm taking a little break. I took a break for like a week, actually. I haven't watched it in like a week. Why? Because I'm honestly just tired, dude. Working hard. Here's the first presented FEG here. Yeah, I've just been resting. Yesterday I did go to see the New York Philharmonic. That was great. We performed Stravinsky and Brahms, and that was great, as always. Let's see, ES. I wonder if we reject that and make another order block, you know? Maybe it would be worthwhile. But if it doesn't, then, you know, we can get up, we can sweep this high, we can sweep this high. We swept London low in NASDAQ. We wicked it. Now we closed above this first presented FEG and ES. Let's see if NASDAQ follows suit. They could surge up higher. Nice little retest there. This is a tough, but it's not too bad. Where's 930 here? I did say I would rather long NQ actually, but oh well. NQ provided that as well, but I guess the stops are crazier. I don't know. Let's say you just longed here. That's still 1.5R. Almost not really that worth it because in this kind of environment, do you really want to go like a 1.5R? I don't know. But yeah, these are pre-market highs. This is CPI data high. It is a liquidity pool in an hourly. See if it comes back into here. Back in the first presented FEG for NQ. As well as ES. We did come back to 930 open. We closed above that. It looks pretty decent. So, see how that works out. See if as NQ takes that CPI data high, I would put an alert there. If it does, right? Because this could still fail. If it does take out the CPI data high, I would just take the profit on ES as it hits this. Back in the first presented FEG again. Very back and forth. See? See how that goes. I'm actually, yeah. So I'm in ES, I'm not in NQ. Basically what I drew out right from here. It's kind of complicated situation. I want it to go up, to go down, to go up. This is also the Fiji in discount, so this is now it's retracing to it. Little 1 minute shift. This is the retracement. This is like the first tap. This is now the second tap. NQ blew through it again, so it's kind of like a high resistance situation. We'll see if it ends up, what if NQ or ES takes out the low, makes an S&T. That's possible. But I don't mind this trade. Where's my fill? 68. 68.25. Yeah, that's a 2R to CPI high. 1.2 to this pre-market high. NQ, definitely struggling. NQ was the stronger one, and now it's struggling, so that's not looking too good. We'll see what happens if we... I'll mark out... what's midpoint of this? And what's, is that midpoint of this? Below that? I feel like we're just in a crazy environment, so... My first trade of the day. At 9:54. 9:54. 9:50 to 10:10. Maybe the macro will start something. I mean, it's respecting on ES, which is interesting. For now, though, it could definitely slowly drop here. It is really interesting that ES is like definitely stronger at the moment. Oh, let me adjust my chart so you guys see this better because I am on the ES chart. Oh, let me adjust my charts. Always. There we go. I love that we close back below it on ES as well. We close below this on the 2-minute. Maybe I'll prematurely take it out, but if we do, then, you know, I might just get stopped at first. Anyway, stops are... risk is managed. Yeah, NQ is awfully close to the new low of day. So far, barcode action from the morning then. I was thinking this might be a little manipulation, a little shift to do this other manipulation, but we'll see. So far, it's not a quick trade. By any means. Let's mark at 10. 10 is around here. Okay. Let's see what the 10 a.m. open is. Yeah, NQ just hit this low. No bueno. In the 2-minute, we're about to have this close on ES. Very interesting. Yeah, and Q hit the low. ES not yet, it's likely going to. And if ES closes below this, like 2-minute FEG, I'm just going to close the trade before it hits my full stop out. There's still 45 seconds, and I could get stopped out before that happens. Just don't want to pull for the full stop then. On the 3-minute, I already did close though. Already did on the 3. It's likely gonna hit that low. I'm just gonna close it now before it hits me. Yeah, I'm closing that. Okay, it did. It'll save me just a few $50 or so. But yeah, we're probably gonna. We'll see now. We'll see what's up. It's okay if it comes back to my break even now. I don't really care. I don't want to get involved. It's not a good market. It did close on the 2-minute anyway below. So, high resistance day, pretty ugly day. Let's see. I'm fine with taking a loss here to find out. It's kind of an ugly day. Hmm. See here. Pretty nice close. They're at 10 a.m. for NQ. See, an ES on the hourly. So we close back below London low, right? On the hourly. Right, once we close back below this. Now we're having a nice little dump here. I am open. So it's actually pretty good for showing more downside. I'm okay with taking a loss if it's going to show me that it's going to do more downside. See, this is 10 a.m. open on. Open. Okay. 15 minutes, pretty like efficient, you know? Like came all the way back up here, then down. This is pretty hard. Pretty difficult for me. Again, like this stupid ass data looks weird when I've. Okay, there we go. Okay. Just the hourly. This is tough. This is a tough market right now. So it didn't do any of the things I wanted it to do. I wanted it to manipulate up to go down. So far we're just kind of dropping lower, like fading, grinding lower. I marked out just a 10 a.m. open, just as a reference point on the hourly in case I do want to short later. I'll have it as a reference, like, okay, I'm shorting above the 10 a.m. open. We're at it or below it, so like the 4-hour candle open. So let's take a look at the 4-hour right now. It's kind of hard to think about whether this is going to close up or down right now. I do prefer it to go lower into this area. Yeah. But doesn't mean we did retrace a little bit into this. Yeah, I just don't love that we didn't have a manipulation on the upside, basically. So I think I don't know. I'd rather just wait a little bit longer. Don't understand why I get this This is definitely not a thing here. Okay. In the meantime, what I can do is maybe do step 1 of the giveaway, because right now, right now I'm not seeing anything too good, like a juicy setup right now, so. Let me think. You guys, let's put out a form. Yeah. We'll continue watching this, but it's a lot of back and forth. It is like slowly grinding lower, but there's no setup for me at the moment. I don't even know what this was. This was like a previous thing I was marking out to see if. $8:30 open and $9:30 open, pretty much rejected again there. At 10? Okay. And 10. I'm happy I cut this before it would have reached my full stop like a minute later, so I'm happy for that. And then 10 a.m. open started. We did rally a tiny bit. We didn't come back to the first presented FEG. We didn't come back above London low. We've been rejecting this. It looks pretty bearish continuously, so we'll see if it breaks another low, I suppose. How large are these 1 minute candles? 64 points. Okay, let's see here. What's going on? Let me see stat map, says Chris Fisher. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at the stat map. Let's see. On the NASDAQ, manipulation is here for the 4 hour. Here. Let's see. Distribution up here and here. We haven't really hit any of these levels yet. There you go. Decent idea for going back up there then. Distributing down there. But you know what? Let me change it to past this lesser look back, right? Because we extended our ranges so much. So like the past 15. Yeah, I think that's decent. It'll be wider. There we go. Yeah, distribution here. It's decent. Yeah, we're looking pretty weak, right? We can't even do a manipulation of like a 1 minute high. At the moment. I like the 2 minute better nowadays. There's actually no 2 minute FEGs, there are 1 minute ones. Here, ES is weaker, broke this low first. I mean, I'm looking for displacements of, we did break this low again, had a little displacement true, we did retrace. We didn't even get back to the first presented fair value gap again. We held below London low, 10 a.m. open. We had a little small short-term high to the upside there. Let's see there. Okay. I'm gonna try to pay attention. It's not breaking those lows with any displacements. It's very methodical, like efficient drop lower, so it's fine. It's fine that I'm not part of that because it's very not part of my plan. I'm gonna put up the first step to the giveaway. Okay, put it in the chat. Step 1 of the giveaway. It's pinned. Fill out the form in the chat. Someone said that, yo, you guys having the worst pickup line. I don't even know what they're writing. So we're giving away 5 My Fun Futures 50K Starter Plus accounts. Fill out the form pinned in the chat. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and also have an account registered at My Fun Futures. The link is also there in the form if you don't already have one. So then I could give the team over there your email to add the account to. And yeah. Let's see here. What up, what up, what up, what up? Good morning. See, what's RTH Gap even doing here? It's not. We haven't done much since the New York Open. That's so funny. That's a pretty like that's like a pretty wholesome trolling thing. I don't even know. Algo traders is I mean, that's your fault if you blew an account. If I lost 2 trades and you blowing an account, you're blaming me. It's your problem. Damn. It's one thing to be broke. One time I was broke, really broke at a point in life, right? I was getting, what was I doing for fun? I was just taking walks. I would get a CVS $4 off coupon in the mail, and I would use that to buy a Starbucks Frappuccino at CVS for free. And that's what I would, just finding fun in the little things in life. It's one thing to be broke, find the fun, like be grateful for little things. I tore my ACL. I couldn't walk for like a month, right? Well, like I could walk, but like I couldn't bend my knee. For 6 weeks, I had to have it in a brace. I needed a lot of help and go upstairs, etc. I was finding like I'm grateful to even be able to talk. I'm grateful for my family to helping take care of me, etc. So it's one thing to be broke. Another thing to be a broke hater, like a brokey hater. Come on, bro. At least like you could hate if you're hating on me. At least like have a reason. How are you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in, dude. I forgot who it was. Merritt Black said something like, "Oh, once you realize that the majority of your trades in your career won't really matter, like then you're gonna become so much better because you're gonna be way more relaxed." It's true. Most of them don't matter that much. If I make a few R, if I lose 1 R, the ones that matter are gonna be like those huge trades that you added to and you had huge conviction, and then you added and then you pyramided and you held for the full target, right? Like I said, if I take a loss in this kind of environment, I'm totally fine with that. Anyway, my story is kidney touching. Thank you. Thursday RV, is there an activation on these accounts if passed? No, there is no activation fee. That's the beauty of my giveaways. You get the account if you pass it. Totally free. For a CPI day, like the price action's pretty bleh. Right? Typically we have much more movement, relative movement in the first hour. Nasdaq just took out a 1 minute swing high. Yes, did not yet. Don't know what that one is. Okay. I don't know why this one keeps disappearing on me. Long, short, long. Today, the 4 hour is, we're on both sides of the 10 a.m. open. We dipped higher, then lower, then higher again. Higher, low, high, low, high. This is the 4 hour right now. Just 15-minute, just weird wicks. After I didn't even take such a big stop. So I took less than 1 hour. That's pretty good. Cut it here. We didn't have much movement since there. Right now, Chase taking out, we're coming back in the first presented fair value gap for ES. Right? Blew through it, rallied, blew through it, retraced. Seeing out a 1 minute swing high into there. I don't really trust this high to stay intact either, just because there is liquidity pools and equal highs above. So it's not like I'm going to just short here. Could easily just continue. But maybe I would look for another shift lower here if we get back below 10 a.m. open. I'm not going to try long again because it doesn't make any sense for me to try long. The earlier long made more sense, swept London low and had a little 1 minute shift. And I wanted these highs in a liquidity pool taken. I'm not just going to try the same exact idea. Personally. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. For CPI day, it's definitely not like one directional. Typically, CPI, New York, it's my favorite day to trade because it's a low resistance liquidity run. And at the moment, this is not really low resistance liquidity run. It's not leaving any clean FEGs on either side either to be really working with, especially not on the 15, the 5, there's nothing. You just have the first presented one on the here. It's not even on the 3, you have like an inversion. And it's coming back into, I suppose I don't even love this being called an order block because it's not like this took out any liquidity. So I don't like that long setup. So I'm going to focus on if we break back below 10 a.m. open, another with a short setup, I think. That's what I'll be focusing on here. Let's see. Yeah, we did go into the first presented FEG for ES. Yeah. I need to think for a moment. Okay. Yeah, we just invert on the downside. I'm going to try that on ES. If I get stopped out, then we're just having a seek and destroy day. That I don't want to be part of. That'll be an insane RR. Even till new low of day, what is it? The 1.6 R to new low of day. I'll get quickly stopped out if I'm wrong. Oh, yeah, this is London low also, so I like that stop out. But I'm already in drawdown. Let's see. What time is it? It's 10:30. Okay. Well, NASDAQ's stronger. I ain't get stopped out yet. Totally possible for me to get stopped, but not yet. My high's here. My stop's there. 75. there. Came back below. Yeah, it followed everything I said. I said it, if it inverted, came back below 10 a.m. open. So if it comes back and stops me out, that means we're not going lower at the moment. And it's not really much of a direction in the market then. So we'll see. Do you want to get rid of this? Because I can't even see this correctly. Yeah, I like this stop out. It's pretty much like one tick above this, and this filled this again, 50%. Like we shouldn't come back again here. So it's a moment of truth. We're about a point or a couple points away from my stop out. I was immediately in a little bit of drawdown from this candle, essentially. All right, stopped out. I mean, I don't really see anything here then to do today because I tried this long, took the stop here. Then I tried, after it took this little high inversion, I want to take for more downside. It was very lethargic this whole time. That was a nice move down, inverting on the 2 and the 3. So, nah. This is barcode action, pretty much. It's a pleasure to get stopped out really quick. This is pretty shitty action then. Pretty shit action. I did expect more movement from CPI here. I don't even think I didn't really do much wrong. Just not a lot to work with here. So what's this hourly doing? It's 4 hour here. Pretty small candle so far. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I followed my plan to the T there, so that was good. Good stop out. Now I don't, there's dead ass nothing for me to do here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Where are we going? Higher or lower? A good stop out, getting stopped here, just continuing higher here. See here on this RTH. Pretty trashy action. And I took like a 3-minute inversion. It's not like I took like a 1-minute type vibe. For more upside, I want a deeper retracement to go for more upside. So I want lower first. Unless we invert this to the upside. So right now it's like in a invalidated couple of zones. So it's like in a no trade zone for me at the least, I guess. Huh. Yeah, I'm not even bothered, honestly, because 5 minutes trashy too. No follow through on either side. It's fine. Day after huge range candle. Let's see. How many responses do we have? We have 690 responses to the giveaway. We'll start it at the end of the stream. Right now, it's really not much to work with here. Really, I do not see anything crazy. So let's say, honestly, it's about time I look at gold and crude oil, I think. I'm gonna do it. I tried the long here. Cut it there. And then what? I tried the short here and cut it here. Like, it's very painless. Yeah, I'm happy with that, honestly. Today, what did we do? We started off -3%. We're pretty much there. Like, we didn't move much today. Like, this is the opening of 9:30 open. We're an hour in. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what else there is. Welcome to Bagel Buddies. Who is it? Let's see. Someone said long until all-time high, of course. Welcome, Iron Condor and John Keane. You know, the crazy market, we're basically just, trading gap to gap. So I have to wait now until these higher time frame gaps get taken, honestly. I'll put an alert when CPI high gets taken. Let's see here. We'll start the giveaway. We'll give away 2 for now out of the 5. Let's see. You don't have to type anything in the chat. I'm just going to do it straight up from the responses. We'll do random number generator. Okay. Number generator from 2 to 75 to 761. Well, now more people, but it will put 773. Okay. 2 to 773. Okay. Yep. First winner. 132. Congrats to Matteo Puri 9603. Congrats. Yeah, it's a slow market, so we're going to do some giveaways. Hit the like button if you want to see more giveaways. Okay, let's go. Number 2. 56 is a second winner. Jan Angel. Panned lemon. Candy lemon. Congratulations. You're winner of a 50K Starter Plus My Fun of Futures account. There's no activation fee. Right now they're on sale for 25% off if you use code Tanya. I think it's for just only this week. Maximum 3 uses per person. So yeah, slow market right now. So deciding to do some giveaways. We have 3 more to give away. Make sure you hit the form. You fill out the form. I do see more people are filling it out, so we will adjust the number. Right now it's 802. Okay. Yeah, we just, we dilly-dallied back in this first presented FEG again for NASDAQ and for ES. It's ugly. This is ugly, bro. I'm not going to try the same exact idea if we break a low or anything. My next ideas are simply, my original ones were CPI highs. I did try like some other lower time frame type trades because typically for CPI days, I expect larger movement, I don't expect barcode action like this. But it makes sense given that yesterday was a humongous range day. But I still would have tried the trade anyway because we've not been stopping really so much on those large range days. We've been continuing that kind of trend. So that's fine. Okay, let's see. We'll announce the next winner now. Winner number 3. Okay, there's a total of 837 entries in the form right now. Okay, 841. All right. Okay, next winner. 417. And I'll check if you're subscribed afterwards. And remember, you have to be signed up for my Fun of Futures account. Okay, 417, right? Congrats to Alexander and Zube S Grill 4660. All right. We have 2 more to give away. I don't see much here, you guys. I don't really even care if we break back below 10 a.m. open. It's an ugly back and forth hourly candle. Not much. It's the ending of this hourly candle. Mm-mm. See the 5-minute again. There's like 0 FEGs on the 5-minute. There's this tiny bearish one here on NASDAQ. Other than that, it's ugly. Pretty slow start to the day, and that kind of set the tone of the day, I suppose. Like the first 5 minutes being slow back and forth. What was this? I forgot. Oh, this is the previous inversion. Yeah. I'm actually, it's like the best thing if you enter a trade and you get stopped down 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I hate being in a trade for like an hour and not knowing not knowing which way it's going, if it's just chopping around like yesterday. So it's great to just rip the bandage off, and typically you want the losers to be really, really short trades and your winners to be much longer, because then you hold longer on your winners. Yeah, I don't care about this really right now. Whatever it's doing right now, it's kind of just going back and forth. Took out the high again, zigzagged. If it's going lower, I don't really care at this point. If it goes lower without tagging this, go without me, because I tried already before. This is the same exact thing I tried before. So if it goes here, I'll be ready to long. But other than that, I'm not gonna rejoin this one. There's a 10 a.m. open here. Yeah, especially this was like the middle of that 10 a.m. candle. I didn't think that we would have to go up again towards the later half of the candle. Right now it's 10:50, about to be 10:50 macro. I can monitor that, but I don't really see much happening here, honestly. So far, the theme of the day has been barcoding back and forth. And I don't really see the 10:50 macro really changing that. We'll see if it does. It's breaking this low now. This one was not broken yet. I just got a text message from Rachel. I'm like, who is Rachel? Do I know a Rachel? No. Okay. Okay. This is the start of the 10:50 macro. ES took this low and Q did not yet. I mean, I'm not taking the short. Not going to be in my prerogative to do so. I tried it here on a 3-minute inversion. And then you have a little tiniest of SMTs now at that low. I don't love that. And like I said, I don't really see as much of a, I don't really see us having a follow through now. Kind of annoying if we do. This previous hourly closed below. We already dude, yeah, we retested this low, 58. Yeah, so I already tried this same trade setup basically. Very similar. I'm not like that, I suppose, biased in the way they're that we're going to go lower all the way down there without taking out that CPI high that I want to try again. So. It'd be unfortunate if this one works out to new low day and mine didn't, but I'll just be what it is. Because yeah, it even had FEGs on the 32nd and the inversion on the 2 and the 3. Yeah, this was very efficient price action. The way that we just went through everything so many times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a million times. No more SMT there that low. NQ took it out as well. I'm just reading to price action at this point. I'm not taking another trade unless those other points of interest get traded into. Just like CPI high or 50% of the move down. Because, yeah, it's not worth it. Okay, template. I want to put this new on LED. So I'll mark out what happens during a 1050 to 1110 macro. Is it going to be distribution, clean one trend, or is it also going to be kind of what we've had for the entire morning? That's the reason why I don't want to put down the risk, is I think it's going to be similar to what we've had this morning, where it's not trending. So what did we do? We took out this low in ES, retraced not even in 50%. It retraced to this FEG, sure, and then we took out it again, and NQ took this out, and now we're retracing back up again. So far, no continuations, just back and forth, right? We have 2 more winners for the giveaway we'll do in at the end of the stream, so in about probably like 11:10. No, this 15-minute and ends up 15 minutes not been clean, you guys. There's literally no FEGs on the 15 since 6 a.m. Well, at NASDAQ, it's since 8 a.m. Okay. And then that was the CPI high, just wicked through that. Did it even get to midpoint of CPI high? I don't think so. CPI candle, wick, no. It's a very hard grind down. That's clearly, it's difficult because it's directionless still. I'm not even frustrated if it ends up hitting this low. Still back and forth. And here too. Straight up, yeah, this is RTH hours. You just mark out swing highs and swing lows. Yeah, it's kind of exhausting. Quick chat, up or down? That's the price action we've had so far since 9:30. Right? And I tried the short here. That took me out. Took out the high again. Crazy. Yeah, because I tried it after it took this. It's not even bad. What did I do? I tried the long here. Took the stop out there. Okay. So far it's going lower. Yeah, not gonna lie, it sucks. It sucks that I got stopped out here. Oh well. Was not gonna try the same exact trade again. Don't care. New low day for ES here. But from this, from the 1050 macro setup, that's probably just like a 1R or something. Let's see. It's probably not even worth that anyway. Mm, 1.7. Depends on where you put your stop, really. If you put it above the breaker, FEG and other FEG, midpoint of this, it's okay. For NQ, yeah, it's mad annoying. Like a 1R, 1.2. One. Yeah, I'd probably put it there, honestly. So 11 a.m. candle distributed. Took the new low of day. So annoying. Okay. Yeah, let's choose our next winner. Yeah, there's that. That's just frustrating price action for me today. Boo, CPI, you disappointed me today. What's the range here? 77. On ES, what's the average range on the daily for ES the past 5 days? 323. Okay. So much smaller range than what's been put in. Like so far on the daily also, how much did we move? 214. So we're smaller than the average for the last 5 days on a CPI day. And yeah, we're not there yet. And it's been not really on the 5-minute, we're making lower highs, sure. But after I manipulated this, I thought that nice candle was good to try for lower. Let's see on the 3. Yeah. Manipulated me again. Hit new low day. I'm not going to chase or anything. I don't really see much to do there. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Let's see. View in sheets. We got 956 entries. So 2 more winners here. $956. Okay, next winner. Dun, 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 938. Congrats to Fakar Abbas, RX Ronnie. Okay, last winner. Are we ready for it? Dun, 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 dun. 455. $455. Alejandro, Aussie God. Congrats, Alejandro, 455. All right. Congrats to our winners. You're getting a 50K starter plus My Fund of Futures account. There's no activation fee. Don't blow it in this environment, I hope. I'll give your emails out to My Fund of Futures team, and they'll just add it to your account. And yeah, they're running a promo right now, actually. It's 25% off the starter plus plans. Let me see here. New low day. I wonder if the inversion traders are going to take this 5-minute inversion. We'll see if it ends up inverting for them. It's been a high resistance environment. So that's when I'm the most cautious. Right? The swing highs have not been on the smaller time frame, like the 1 minute to 2 minute, they've not been respected. The swing lows haven't been respected. I don't think it's so much like a seek and destroy. It is similar, but yeah, pretty high resistance. And even so, that's a tougher environment where I don't want to push too much in. I know the environments where I do. And yeah, typically, CPI days are not like that, so I'm okay with taking that on the chin. And then tomorrow's a new day. Keep this. I'll monitor whether or not we hit this high now after taking this inversion. Or any highs. They have a 1-minute inversion here. It's probably, you'll see if this, how long it takes, but like so far every reversal has been very slow as well. Looks like, yeah, this is tough. What do you guys think? Is it now gonna go for this high after the inversion? I'm just gonna tape read that. You had the inversion here on the 5 here when NQ took this. Very interesting. Yeah, the amount of times you back and forth this first presented FEG is trash. 1. And I'm just putting on the RTH hours because to see the gap, and then also to see how has price moved since 9:30. People are probably getting chopped up like I did. And is tomorrow Friday? Thank God it's Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. The weekly is green. We hit those 4-hour areas of interest. What was it? Monday started out here. Okay. It's not much of a trend to look for a TGIF. See, how much is 50% of this body candle? Yeah, it's near this. Yeah, so basically I'm not trying another trade unless basically I'm going to put in alerts here. Yeah, around here, 50% of the leg up for ES. I mean, I'll put in, I don't think that this is where we would pause. We didn't even hit that yet, by the way. This is also like around midpoint of this on the 4-hour, the breaker. So I'm going to have an alert if we hit here. And then I would look for a 5-minute shift to the upside. I'm not taking anything other than that. Or if we take the CPI data high and we fail, then I could look for more downside. But so far, it's not looking like the morning for any of those things to happen. The 4-hour frustrating candle here from 10 a.m. That went lower, higher, lower, higher again, lower. Now I'm back at the open. Right? Yeah. Yeah, how did this 5-minute end up? It inverted. I said I'm not going to take that long. I'm just wondering. I'm going to monitor whether it does. I know some people who might be, but all in all, you're still in a premium of the leg on the way down. I don't know if new low day is such a good point of interest to take. It's 11:12. Yeah. Okay, well, stay safe in this action, you guys. I don't like it, obviously. What I do, I tried a long stopped for less than 1 hour, and then I tried a short that got immediately stopped out, and then the later move down ended up working out during the 10:50 macro. So that's what I'm kind of noting here is that, okay, I suppose the 10:50 macro did work out there. That I didn't really trust it. It is slightly different than my entry because it did break this low. This move down didn't break any low. It just kind of did an inversion. I thought that was good enough from that really sensitive push down. So it's all good. On to the next. Yeah. So tomorrow is Friday. We have PPI. And we have 10 a.m. news tomorrow. That's going to be fun. so far, pretty tricky week. Started the week off with a couple wins, which went well. And then, what was it? Yesterday, I just tried one trade that was a loss, which was amazing. I was so happy. I got stopped out of my short here, literally. And I was like, okay, let me walk away. Good thing I did, because clearly I said, like, yeah, shorts got invalidated. Doesn't mean I'm going to flip. How am I supposed to know that he's going to release news like that? There's no way to know that. And I was done for the day. So and today is a lot of back and forth. I don't like that action. I'm just going to stay safe. Tomorrow's a new day, and we're living through history. I mean, today is a pretty slow day so far, but I'm happy with how I managed anyway. Pretty happy. Yeah, this inversion's likely going to fail. I'm happy that I would filter that out, you know. I talked about how new low of day isn't really such a great POI unless you think it's a seek and destroy day. I think it's a high resistance day. It's a little different. Still a really tough day here if you just look at where we started, and if you look at the hourly and the 4 hour. Yeah, we could retrace more, but it doesn't seem like it's, you know, doing it with any speed. So that just makes it very difficult to trade, to be an intraday trader there. I don't really see much else I missed. I guess the only thing really is the 1050 macro ended up working out. But other than that, congrats if you took that. Other than that, I don't really see. It's pretty funky action, pretty barcode. And I'm happy. It's way different to take a loss in that kind of environment versus, an environment where we had a trending day and you didn't get on side. So good luck to everyone that is going to continue trading this. I'm done for the day. Needs to open up cold turkey. Someone said it's funny. Like, cold turkey. I'm done. I'm going to close my charts. It's too tough. The retracements are too deep and everything else. So I'm done. It's not hitting my POIs. And that's it. We'll move on and on to the next. Check out. Yeah, we'll be back here tomorrow.